Hey everyone, Bella here. Welcome to my gallery. Today I want to speak with you about varnish. What is varnish, you may ask? Well, varnish is something we use as artists to protect the artworks. Why is it important? Well, it is important because when I sell an artwork to someone, I want to be sure, even if they're wild party people, have a lot of parties at home, if someone throws a glass of wine on the painting, it would not be damaged. Also, you definitely have seen different stores where the articles which are in the shopping window are very pale because of the sun. Well, the varnish has different types of varnish, but there is varnish with UV filter which protects an artwork from the UV light, so the colors would not change. This is something which we did not have in the past, such as strong UV protection in the varnish. So some call it varnish, others call it clear coat. There are different types, and I want to show you a few of them and to tell you the pros and the cons. So for example, here we have from the company Ecke, which are from Germany, a clear coat which is very milky. This type of varnish, there are also other companies offering this type of classical varnish for acrylic painting, has to be diluted a little bit with water, and then you can put 1 or 2 layers of it. It first looks a little bit like milk, whitish, and then when it dries, it's completely clear. What is the good thing about this varnish is that the filter is thicker than other varnishes, so the protection, it's very, very good. You can really scratch with nails and nothing will happen. It is perfect when you transport our artworks far away. What is also very good about it is that the smell, the toxic smell, it's not too long, which means that in a couple of hours, when the layers of the varnish are dry, it does not smell bad. So there is from this type of varnish, the milky one. There is also from the company Lascaux. There are 2 different types with UV protection, UV1, UV2, and there is also matte and glossy one. The Lascaux, it's an incredible company. The difference in price, it's huge for a bottle of this by Ecke or this one. The Lascaux one for sure has a much better UV protection, and I definitely use it when I do murals outside because they need an extra protection from bad weather conditions. There is one more company which has a great varnish from the milky type. It is the company Sennelier, and if you would like to know more about it, you could just send me a message with the word varnish, and I will send you a file with information and links from the different types of varnish, or you can come and take a class with me. So from the company Sennelier, there is also a very nice type of varnish. So when I have an urgent project, I need to make a canvas painting ready, which will hang already on the next day, then I always use this varnish. Also this type of varnish. What is also very important is I don't use the varnish only for my canvas paintings and murals. I also use them for art prints. What do I mean with art prints? I take photographs of my ready canvas painting before I put varnish, because with the varnish it gets glossy. So I take photos in very, very good daylight, which means a little bit of gloomy without too much sun. Then the photo will be printed on a canvas, and then this print, which is stretched also on a frame, I put again varnish on top. This is an entire philosophy of itself because it depends on the quality of the canvas. If it's real canvas, it is great and it works with any type of varnish. It is very, very problematic if the material they have used, it's not real canvas, but some type of plastic, fake canvas. A lot of the companies have been using lately. This is a very large problem because then when you put the varnish on top, kind of bubbles happen everywhere and you cannot get rid of them properly. I also do interior design for some companies, and what we do there, I use also photography there, which means photography just as different cityscapes and interesting nice places or nature. And I do the same thing. I print the photos on canvas and put varnish on top of them. So if I use another kind of stinkier varnish, there is a problem because the smell, it will be in the office and it's distracting for the people. So using the milky type of varnish, it's better because the smell, the toxic smell, is gone very, very fast. Why, you may ask, I like to print art prints on canvas? Very important question and very important topic. Imagine there is an office environment and it's a place where a lot of workshops happen or there are a lot of people there. First of all, when you have a print on paper which you put in a frame, in a glass frame, this is dangerous. Another very important element is the acoustic. When an art print is in a glass frame, the glass frame increases the noise in the room. So it is always better to have art prints on canvas if you want to make a place more quiet. If it is already quiet and there is, for example, it's a home environment and there is carpet, a lot of books, then it doesn't matter. Then you can have as many artworks behind glass as you want to. But for an office environment with a lot of people, with maybe coachings or workshops, it is always better to choose art prints on a canvas and stay away from glass because of breaking, because of hurting people, insurance stuff, and also because of the acoustic. And the acoustic, it's incredibly important. Now, the second type of varnish is this completely clear varnish. You could see on a lot of making of videos. It looks very beautiful when you pour it on the painting because it's completely clear and you just see how the colors wake up again and are fresh and soft as a gemstone or a stone you found on the beach, again underwater being wet. Here there are two types I want to show you. The one from the company Amsterdam, one of the best companies, and also one which is from Winsor Newton. This one, it's also available as matte and as glossy. Now with this type of varnish, this one, for example, can be used also for oil painting. It is really, really stinky. It looks very beautiful. It's extremely oily, but first, it takes a very long time to dry. Second, it stinks terrible. All of these materials can give allergic reactions and cracks in the skin. So this one dries slowly, and my main problem with it is that the smell stays for at least 3 days. And later on, if I go to my canvases and I smell them, really I put my nose next to them, the ones which are with the milky varnish don't have any scent, and those which are with this clear coat, they do have a little bit of smell. I mean, you would not feel it in the environment, but if you put your nose in front of it, you can smell it the same way you could smell an oil painting compared to acrylic painting. I do like the clear coat of varnishes, no matter that they are a little bit stinky. When I have enough time and there is no stress with a commission work, or with my own artworks, I do like using them, but there is a but. I would use 2 layers, so 1 layer, let it dry. It dries, it needs at least, I think I would say the full day to dry, and then I'll put a 2nd layer and it dries again. But you have to be aware with this type of varnish, you either have to do it in the evening and then be out, or in a room which is completely closed because the smell, it's really, really unpleasant. Another thing to be aware with this type of varnish is that a lot of brushes, if they are not made out of real hair, can get damaged. They can glue together the hair. I always recommend you, always, when you paint or you do varnish, to use a very good brush cleaner to clean your brushes. Only soap and water or some sort of cleaning product does not help enough. Such an oily brush cleaner, it's one of the best things you can do for your brushes. One more thing about the clear coat is that if you put only 1 layer, the painting is maybe protected from UV light, but not really protected from scratching or from heavy type of transport. When I create an artwork, I want it to be solid forever. I want that really 400 years later, it will still look good. Sounds extreme, but it really matters. There are also such spray type of clear coat. This too from the company Molotov, and there it says no drip. And what it means with drip is that when you have, for example, a mural and you go with one of the liquid clear coats, they can drip. I had this terrible experience with a mural in a pool last summer, and when I did the major part was in May, and it was super windy and crazy cold, and it dripped down and it looked bad because of the strong wind, which I did not expect. So that I had to, on the next day, with sandpaper, remove it, repaint it, put clear coat again. It was a nightmare. For my clients, when I do commission work as murals, which are especially outside, I don't feel confident enough using only the spray. I use it in the middle to protect certain layers till I start painting on the next day. But at the end, I always go with a thicker coat with a brush, because I want to be sure that if a mural is outside, it's completely protected from sun, from wind, from water. And I've done murals in garden outside already 15 years ago, which are still in a brilliant condition. So I'm just very hyper careful, especially with mural commissions, and I want that everything will be perfect. Also, working with the materials and with the chemistry, how they react to one another, it's one of my passions. That's why I'm always able to create very big commission works and find a solution for everything. I wish you a great week, and don't hesitate to get in touch if you have artistic questions. All the best from Vienna. Bye.